What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel, and I wanted to show you a game that represents the overall major issue that is turning eFootball from the great game that it should be and that it could be into a joke of a game. And it's not because of this player in particular, obviously, but this player represents the overall mass majority of players, especially in the higher ranks, that play non-football in a football simulator, that are constantly spamming, constantly finding exploits, constantly using joke tactics that take away from the beauty of this game. And it makes players say, why would I want to play that? It brings out the ugliness of the game, especially in a game where the actual football on the pitch is the marquee aspect of the game, not the menu grind, right? Not opening packs like in FC. Right? This game doesn't have a ton of modes. When you win and get promoted or win an event or whatever, the rewards are minuscule. So, in a game where the gameplay on the pitch should be the highlight, players like this that don't play football at all take away from it. What's the point in playing anti-football just to get a win that really means nothing? Instead of having fun emulating many of these legends, many of these current superstars that are in all of these teams, emulating the way they play, adding your own touch to it, your own play style, and competing with another player to see who's better on the pitch. Instead, though, you have players like this, which you see the stat. And the reason the possession and the passes are so skewed is because one player's trying to play football, that would be me in this case, and the other player is just spamming through balls the entire time. Not to mention the other player has Smart Assist on, where a vast majority, if not all of the important decisions are being made by the AI. So the player is pressing the directional button, right? Pressing pass, pressing shoot, or flicking the right stick to do a move. And then the AI is choosing, literally, where to place the shot. What kind of shot to take when you press shoot. What kind of pass to make when you press pass, right? They're choosing when the goalie comes out. They're making auto clearances with the defender. Not to mention the passes and shots and everything, they power up automatically. They automatically choose when you have enough time to change the passes and shots into stunning passes and shots, right? It automatically chooses when you flick the right stick the best move to do in different scenarios. So literally, you are doing close to nothing. And this is a top-ranked player, right? And when you watch this and you see how this player plays, it is a joke that he is a top-ranked player. He or she is a top-ranked player, first of all. But more importantly, it is a joke that they would use Smart Assist, which, whether it's sold as a rookie feature or not, that's exactly what it should be. Even for rookies, I wouldn't recommend it, because how are you going to learn the proper way to play if you're letting AI make your decisions for you right off the bat? But let's just say it's a rookie feature for players who want to play, but they don't really want to get better. They want to play in lower levels and compete, and they can't do it without Smart Assist. That's fine. But not a current Division 1 player that has been Division 1 in the past. I'm a little over 1 month in, right? I've only played 2 phases, not even fully committed, and got to Division 3 both times. But you have this player, like I said, he represents a large number of players that are doing this, that have been playing, that have been to Division 1, that are top ranked. I'm talking as high as like in the top 50, in the top 100, the top 1,000, a top 100,000 even. I mean, you should not be using Smart Assist if you're anywhere near Divisions 1 through 5. But even, let's say, for argument's sake, it's 1 through 3. These players using it are much higher than that. And yet I'm 1 month in, outplaying them in football, and they have the audacity to compete in a game for the sake of winning, not playing football, letting the AI make their decisions, and it's a disgrace to the game. It doesn't matter if Konami's letting them use it for the sake of wanting their money, right? Letting these low-skill, low-level players win, get to these higher ranks so they keep going and spinning for different players, not even trying to utilize these players in any type of way that matches realistic football, right? That's not to say you have to use the legends or the current superstars you have in your team anywhere, anyway, how they play in real life. You don't have to. You can utilize them however you want. But to play a football simulator and not play football, to run in a straight line and spam through balls, to just spam cross, to just rush on defense, make your team as close together as possible and just hold down AI assist, hold down X, right? And try to not leave gaps that your opponent can run through, right? And then just win the ball, spam through ball. Win the ball, spam through ball. Win the ball, spam it out to your winger, cross. Win the ball, spam it out to your winger, cross. These players do the same thing over and over. Any exploit, right? Any type of spamming they can do, and they turn Smart Assist on. And that's why you get those crazy looking stats, and that's why you get nonsense like this. I mean, if you watch this entire game, there's not a football player on earth. You could be a brand new football player just learning the game and watch this, and you will look at this player in the Mexico national team kit, the green, right? You will look at him and say, this is a low-level player that's not even trying to play football. It looks like they don't even know what they're doing, right? And then if you watch me, by no means am I saying I play perfect. I make a million mistakes, but you can tell that I'm trying to play football. I'm actually passing, moving, trying to build the ball up, right? So even though ultimately I know I won this, meaning it ends in a tie, spoiler alert, but many of them don't. Many of them you end up losing, and even in that case, you're the winner because you leave this game much more skilled for going forward. I mean, they're lost. They're not even making their own decisions because there's no doubt in my mind that Konami will end up taking Smart Assist out. How do I know that? Because it just doesn't tie with the overall reason that this game still exists. And that is because the core players in this game always have stayed true to real football. That's why they stuck to this game and didn't go to FC. This game has always been about keeping ties to realistic football. And the players in this game have always taken pride and wore a badge of honor that they are the true footballers. They don't want to play some arcade game that's easy. They want to actually be challenged to play football and earned their right to win and get into the higher levels, right? Earn their right to get results and have good passing sequences and good goals. Unlike FIFA with the arcade type of feel where you can pass, shoot. Every corner you can bicycle kick, right? You can take 50-yard power shots. Every curling shot from whatever angle is going to go in, right? Where everybody plays that same formation that's overpowered and there's no real tactics to it, right? And look what this game's becoming. I already did a video before where you can see my comments on stream match almost exactly Nick's comments about the current state of FC 25. And that's because Konami is taking this game, the player base that chooses to approach this game and play like the player in green, right? These type of players in the player base are taking the game to a terrible state, full of toxicity because players get angry, right? They're competing, they're putting time in to get better, only to go play against a player using AI assist, only to go play against a player spamming every possible thing they can spam, using every exploit they can use instead of playing football. And then what happens? Some players just leave the game totally. Some players decide, you know what, I'm going to start using that too. You want to use that? All right, let's do it. And it starts being about spite instead of playing good football. Instead of competing with an individual to see who's the better footballer, it's about competing with someone to just destroy them because you know that they are a rat. That is why the toxicity is through the roof in FC, because EA Sports took their game to down that same path, right? And look what it leads to. You can even see it throughout different streams that I have. So when I'm calling these players losers and speaking very sharply about them, there's a reason, because I sat and watched it happen for years in FC. I've been a competitive player over there since 2022, and I can promise you that the higher you go, the worse it gets, right? Because those are the hardcore rats, the hardcore losers that will do anything for a win. They could care less about a football game. They could care less about competing with another player. It's about winning. Even if they could put in a code where they didn't play the game and just got the win, they would do it. It would be the most pointless thing ever, but anything to get that win, right? So that's when I say there's got to be some underlying issue where these people are just losing so much in life that they'll do anything to win at something. And in this game, that is exactly what they do. Anything, including not play football in a football simulator. And we, as players who want to stay true to the game, who go back and know this game's history and love it because of the true football feel, right? I still remember the old PESs, 4, 5, 6, 7, all those years. I still remember the ISS 64, International Superstar Soccer 64, one of, if not my favorite games ever, just because it was unprecedented how that game played, right? Way back then. And so all these years, yes, I would overall call myself a FIFA player, but I also played Konami's football games, and they always stayed the most true to football. And they still do at the base of this game, but Konami sold out like they do many times. They've made mistakes before when the game was going to a new console and they just wanted money, so they released the game knowing it was not ready just to get people to buy the game, right? And I'm sure they're pressured by board members and this and that. There's a lot of politics, as with anything. But us as a player base who wants to play the game the right way, right? Whether it's because of our historic ties to such a good franchise that stayed true to the game, or it's because we just are football fans, true football fans, and want to play true football, and found a game where we can actually do that, that can create that beautiful game feel that everyone loves football for. Not arcade nonsense, not any other mess, but it's being ruined by rats, by low-level losers that are trying to use this game just to feel good about winning, apparently. Whatever it is, who knows, who cares? The bottom line is, if the game keeps going in this direction, favoring these type of low-level players, it will be in the trash before you know it. It's already heading down that path, just like I said earlier, similar to FC. The community is becoming more and more toxic. You can see it in my streams. You can see the nonsense. I still remember the players' PSN. Ho Houston. A top-ranked player, like top 50 player, that comes in talking trash in stream, that turns on Smart Assist, and that was just angry because he couldn't beat me. I mean, he ended up winning 1-0 with a Smart Assist goal, but I mean, can you imagine being like a top 50 player? You're seeing it all around more and more, right? I mean, other content creators, other top-level players, former pros, current pros. This isn't just a isolated thing. There are a lot of players being fed up about this, but there's an even larger amount of the ratty low-level players that are in this game right now, and those are the players that need to be chased out. So how do you chase them out? You play proper football. So if you're one of those players that's cowering away from divisions because you just get sick of playing these type of players, I get it. Trust me. When you face these type of players game after game, it gets so old and all you want to do is quit because it's so frustrating. However, if we do that, we are admitting defeat to these low-level losers, and we can't do that because we are better than them. This game isn't even for them. Konami keeps them around to take their money. That's it. But we, as a player base who know this game can produce great football, have to keep playing the game the right way, have to keep grinding to get better at playing the game the right way. So don't cower away, right? Keep grinding, keep working at it, and you will beat these guys. I've already done it. I'm a month in. Think about 6 months, think about a year, and if I could do it, you can absolutely do it too, and I can help you along the way. Not to mention, many of you can help me. But if you're cowering away and don't want to play divisions and letting these rats take over, then this game will just be done for. And as crazy as it sounds, we can take inspiration from FC 25 player base. As toxic as they are, as disconnected as they spoke up and got a large company, like much larger than Konami, much more successful, much richer, that doesn't care, could care less, could lose FC, as big of a game as it is, could lose it and still be uber successful because of all their games. And they still had to make a change mid-FC 25, a patch to take a terrible game into a widely accepted game. Now, in typical EA Sports fashion, they've already got FC in a bad place. That, combined with the ratty players, is taking the game back down the gutter. But the point is the players spoke up and got changes made, right? And if they can get EA Sports to do it, we can get Konami to do it. But we must band together, play football the right way, show what this game's capable of, keep beating these low-level losers because they don't want to lose. The minute they lose, right, the minute they lose enough, which it won't take much, they're out of here. They don't have the resolve because they're not winners. Losers quit easily. So if you truly want to see this game rise to what it could be and should be, then don't cower away from these losers and say, well, I just won't play divisions because that's where all these players are, right? Step up and play them and get better and beat them. And yes, there's going to be times when you lose. That's part of the battle. It's going to be frustrating. But you're going to lose some battles. The goal is to win the war, which is to get this game to where it could and should be, like I keep saying, right? Don't give in to Smart Assist and think, well, I can easily win with that. Don't give in to the nonsense, spamming through balls, spamming crosses like these losers because you see how much they're winning, because there's no point. If you truly want to play good football, then play good football, and you can and will win as you improve. And I am out on a mission to show that, to beat these losers, and to gather all the players that feel similarly to how I feel, to how we feel, and we will turn the tide and chase these low-level losers right out of the game, or at the very most, they will play in the lower divisions where they belong, and we will have the game that we should have in eFootball. That is the goal, no matter how long it takes. I hope you're with me. I appreciate your support, and as always, keep grinding, keep having fun. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.